Hi, it's Dorothy Guinan with Scrapbooking Quebec. In this video, I'm going to share my Scrappy Kit and plans for May 2023. My kit so far is made of 5 collections, some new, some picked through, and a few page kits. And I say so far because I do plan to add another collection to this kit later in the month. Perhaps Vicky Bouton's new collection, I think it's called Here and There, or maybe another. I am still waiting for a few deliveries. So I guess you will find out later in the month, either during a process video or in my layout share at the end of the month. Anyway, at the end of this video, I'll talk about my YouTube plans in May, and while doing this, I'll show still shots for each one of these collections I'm about to share. So let's have a look at what I'm going to be playing with in May. The first collection is the Creative Memories Painted Garden collection, and this was a gift from Lauren Hines. Her YouTube channel is called Craft Some Joy. So Lauren, if you're watching, thank you very much. This is absolutely gorgeous. And if all goes according to plan, by the time this video airs, I will have already played with Painted Garden on YouTube, on Lauren's channel, April 28th. And I'll put a link to that video in the description box below. So as you can see, the paper pack has 12 papers and there are 2 of each. They are double-sided. My favorite was the first one I showed you, that burgundy one with all of those flowers on it. I absolutely love it. Also with this collection is a tone-on-tone paper pack, which I particularly appreciate because I love tone-on-tone paper packs to map my photos, map my layouts. The papers always coordinate perfectly with the printed papers, so I just love that about collections. Also, you're going to see in a moment for this collection, I also have the pocket card pack as well. Oh, before mentioning that or before showing you that, I do have some white cardstock from my stash. When I scrapbook, I almost always use white cardstock. So what I am going to do is flip through those pocket cards here. I think there's probably 24 in them. Anyway, what you see here is one side, there are often titles or words or images that can be used for embellishing. The flip side can be either used for photo mats or journaling, and for some of them, they are just printed papers. I'm not a big pocket page scrapbooker, even though I recently did one. So my plan for these is probably for photo mats, journaling boxes, maybe some titles, stuff like that. I also have the sticker collection for this, and this comes with 3 6x12 sticker sheets. The first one here has a bunch of beautiful flowers, leaves, stuff like that. The second one, there are words and like garden signs, stuff like that. And the third one, there are border strips. This is an embellishment pack, and this is quite varied actually. There are some jewels in there, along with some small icons like birds and umbrellas, stuff like that. There's also larger pieces like tags and journaling boxes. So this one really kind of covers all sizes here. There's nice big layering pieces right down to small finishing touches. So also Lauren threw in this box some of these layering pieces that I believe she made herself. I'm going to show you what they look like in a moment, because you're going to see there are these 2 little plastic baggies here, and they are branded Craft Some Joy. So that's the name of her channel. But in them, there are all these different kind of basic shapes like labels, squares, circles, some of them a little bit more fancy, but they are all embossed and they are all with this beautiful heavy duty cardstock. So that should be fun as well. From my stash, I threw in 2 different alpha collections. Both of them are from past Vicky Bouton collections, but I found they were quite neutral. One of them had a little bit of green and a little bit of burgundy in it, so I thought that would go well as well. Now what I'm showing you is how I tuck away my collections within my big kit each month. So basically, a moment ago, I showed you a clear long bin. That came from Dollarama. It's a refrigerator bin. And in that bin, you saw me put my alphas in there. I also put in anything that can go with all of the collections. I do plan to put those little white layering pieces in there as well. I will put anything bulky in that bin, enamel dots in that bin, but anything that belongs specifically to a collection like the paper, the stickers, the ephemera, they all go in a clear envelope. That envelope there is from the scrapbook.com. So basically anything that's flat and that belongs to a collection goes in there. I am a collection scrapbooker, so it helps me at the end of the month to have everything within a collection together. That way cleanup is really easy for me at the end of the month. I have moved on to the second collection here. This is by Reminisce and it's called Sisters. The paper pack has 8 papers. There are 2 of each and they are double-sided. And there's also a 12 by 12 sticker sheet. And on that sticker sheet, there are alphas, words, along with, images, flowers, stuff like that. I'm also going to be throwing in some material from my stash because this collection kit is quite small. I have the cover sheet to a Simple Stories Woods collection because to me that is a basic staple in my scrap room, and I think I can use any one of those wood grain papers here. They will look really nice with all of those florals and leaves. I did throw in 2 wood grain papers along with white cardstock, but I also threw in that cover sheet to the Woods collection just so that I knew any of them would work. I threw in 2 alphas. I just covered them up there. The one on top is from the Vicki Boutin Sweet Rush collection, and underneath it, those green ones are from Simple Stories. Also from Sweet Rush from Vicki Boutin, I'm throwing in an ephemera pack that was in my stash. If I look at the colors, the pinks, greens, and yellows, I find they look really nice with this Reminisce Sisters collection. So I would really love to use up what I have left of Vicki Boutin's Sweet Rush collection. Now I'm moving on to another collection. This was in my kit in April. It's Crepe Paper's Gingham Garden collection. I have very little paper left from this collection, but what I'm going to do is create 2 page kits. And my purpose here is to actually change directions of the Gingham Garden collection. So last month I used it as it is. It's a very pale, pretty, feminine, almost ornate in an old-fashioned way kind of collection. I'm just going to punch it up a bit for the fun of it because I already used Gingham Garden with its intentional purpose. So now I want to make it different. I'm starting with that plant paper there, and I brought in that black and white check, which is from Maggie Holmes' Round Trip collection. I brought in white and black cardstock, and to add a bit of punch, I added that green cardstock, which is from Simple Stories. Also from my stash, I'm bringing in those green alphas, and I'm also going to bring in these smaller black thickers as well. So really, I've kind of removed the pale feminineness of this collection, and I'm adding a little bit more punch. For the embellishments, I'm digging into some of the embellishments from my stash. These Viewmaster wheels were die cut from Ronnie Sue Scrapper. She sent them to me. I absolutely love them, along with those little cameras there. So I like the black with that green there. I think it really does change the direction of this Gingham Garden collection. And those frames and the word today are actually from the puffy sticker collection from Maggie Holmes' Round Trip collection. I'm showing you the embellishments that do go with Gingham Garden. Again, pale, pretty, feminine. They will be in my kit in May, but my intention for Gingham Garden is to change it up a bit. Who knows? I may dig into the embellishments, but I may not. What I'm going to do with this first page kit is just toss it over to the side, and I'm going to show you the second page kit I made with Gingham Garden. You're also going to see I have almost nothing in that page kit. That's because I plan to create my own embellishments for this particular page kit. I'm going to be digging into my punches and my dies. So I'm going to start with that floral paper there as my jumping off point. and I have 1.5 pages of that. And what I do is I bring in a paper once again from the Maggie Holmes Round Trip collection. This one is kind of it's not really a denim blue. I'm not quite sure what kind of blue it is, but I really like it. And if you look at that floral paper from Gingham Garden, some of the tinier flowers are in that blue. So what I'm trying to do with this page kit is just bring in some more saturated colors just to change the direction of Gingham Garden. And that's only because I want to have fun with this collection. I already used it in its pale, soft, feminine version, so I'm just switching it up a bit. For the alphas, those are alphas from the Vicky Booten Fernwood collection. I'm showing you once again, I do have the embellishments handy for Gingham Garden. I may use them, but I do plan to do some die cutting for this page kit. And you're going to see in a moment my scraps from Gingham Garden from April. I have them all stored in a folded over piece of paper, and they will be stored with this collection this month. And you can see there's a lot of pinks and pale colors there. So again, I'll probably be using these scraps to die cut flowers and stuff like that. I'm just showing you how it does coordinate nicely. So who knows? You'll see at the end of the month, I guess, in my layout share. Now I'm changing collections again. This is Pet Shop by Simple Stories. Again, it was in my kit in April. I created 2 double-page spreads with it. I have very little of the printed paper left, so I am creating 2 page kits. So with the printed paper for this first page kit, I have that polka dotted paper along with that half sheet, that yellow diagonal stripe. I brought in wood grain paper from Simple Stories along with blue, yellow, and white cardstock. I am going to be adding the stickers that I have left over along with some embellishments. And these are embellishments to the Pet Shop cat version collection. So Pet Shop is sold in 3 different collections. It's sold in the general Pet Shop collection, the cat one, and the dog one. Last month, I only created heritage layouts with this collection. So this month, I really want to work on pet pages, Chester pages with these papers. Here's another page kit I created with that Pet Shop collection. So I have 2 printed papers. One of them isn't a full sheet. I have that vanilla colored cardstock there along with green and navy. So that's the paper for this page kit. I forgot to mention for the previous page kit, I threw in red alphas. Anyway, back to this one. You can see I have the stickers from the Pet Shop collection. I threw in green alphas from Simple Stories for this one, along with the enamel dots, ephemera, and foam stickers, all from the cat version of the Pet Shop collection. Actually, the enamel dots were for the general Pet Shop. Anyway, details. As you can see, I've moved on to another collection. This is Pink Fresh Studios' Simply the Best collection. Again, I played with this in April. Absolutely loved it. This is what I have left quite a bit. Last month, I think I made 4 pages with it. So I'm just going to continue on with this collection. I absolutely love it. In that folded up piece of paper are my scraps from last month. I'm also bringing in gray and white cardstock, as I always do with my collections. I always will need more of these papers, but I do like to have my choice made. It just makes it quicker when I go to create. Here are the embellishments I'm throwing in. Again, all from the Simply the Best collection. I have alphas, chipboard frame, and flare. I have these ephemera pieces. And in this baggie are what's left over from 2 cut-apart sheets that I cut up. Just 2 sheets of paper that I cut up and used for layering last month. So this is all part of the Simply the Best collection. I'm just going to move forward with it. Now I'm just showing you a tool that I will be throwing in my kit this month. It is a bundle, a new one from Stampin' Up called Tropical Leaf. So I have a punch along with a stamp set. So hopefully I'll play with that this month. I do like to throw in a tool that I haven't used before just to get me to use it. Anyway, that is what I will be playing with in May. And as always, I'm excited to be diving into new material, even if some of it is older. I just find that changing things up a little bit each month keeps me motivated to scrapbook. This is where I store my monthly kits, and it's in the top tier of this cart. It's one of 3 that's right behind my scrapbooking desk. And while showing you these still shots, I just want to talk about my scrapbook or YouTube plans for May. National Scrapbook Day is May 6th, and I plan to be helping the scrapbook nerd organize a 3-day online free crop in their Facebook group. So that starts May 5th, and there's going to be challenges, prizes, and tons of inspiration. I will put a link to that Facebook group below. Also this month, I hope to do 4 process videos. As always, if you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would be thrilled if you did. If you are a subscriber, thank you very, very much. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon on YouTube. Bye-bye.